ask for your partnership, for your support, and I am humbly asking for your vote.
Former President Trump accepting the nomination.
I am more determined than ever, and so are you. So is everybody in this room.
Saying he wants to bring Americans together.
If Democrats want to unify our country, they should drop these partisan witch hunts, which I have been going through for approximately 8 years.
And the former president promised to fix what he called Biden administration failures, including...
We have an inflation crisis that is making life unaffordable. It's a massive invasion at our southern border that has spread misery, crime, poverty, disease, and destruction.
Now, the first part of the speech was a detailed account of his assassination attempt.
I stand before you in this arena only by the grace of Almighty God.
And the former president led a moment of silence for the Trump rally attendee killed. Corey Comparatore's funeral is today. Democrats are still unsure who their nominee will be.
Nobody can force President Biden to quit the race, and right now the campaign is saying he's not going to.
Fox's Peter Ducey in Delaware, where the president's recovering from COVID amid questions about his mental fitness.
The headlines are brutal. NBC says Biden left feeling angry and betrayed by top Democratic leaders wavering on his campaign. CNN: many senior Biden officials believe he must drop out. Reuters says, once defiant, Biden is now soul-searching about dropping out of the race. Washington Post: Obama tells allies Biden's path to winning re-election is greatly diminished.
Some systems getting back online after a global IT outage affected flights and banks and TV stations overseas.
Cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike said the outage was not a security incident or cyber attack, but a faulty update to computers running Microsoft Windows. CrowdStrike says it has deployed a fix, but...
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. There are more than 1,000 flight cancellations and delays just here in the U.S. America's listening to...
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. And it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Another of the promises former President Trump made last night, if he's elected again...
I will end every single international crisis that the current administration has created, including the horrible war with Russia and Ukraine, which would have never happened if I was president.
Now, Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, is in London. He gave a rare address by a foreign leader at a British cabinet meeting, urging them to help Ukrainian forces with long-range missile capabilities that can strike deeper inside Russia in the war, something some NATO countries have been reluctant to do, fearing a wider conflict. In Israel, a drone hit Tel Aviv.
This is close to the center of the city, next to the U.S. Embassy. Just to give you a sense of how large this explosion was, storefront here across the street from where the blast took place.
Fox's Trey Youngst, one person was killed, 10 wounded, and Iran-backed Houthi militants claimed responsibility from Yemen, the same group that's been attacking ships in and around the Red Sea for months, and a U.S.-led coalition keeps trying to stop them.
U.S. Central Command reports its forces have destroyed a pair of surface-to-air missiles and 4 drones in Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen. The weapons were on the ground when they were destroyed. CENTCOM said it believed the weapons presented an imminent threat to not just forces, but vessels in the region, which would be an impediment to navigation in international waters. In addition to targeted strikes, the U.S. has also placed sanctions on people found to have financed Houthi attacks. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
We may get a verdict this hour out of Russia at Evan Gershkovich's espionage trial. The American journalist has been jailed more than a year. He and the Wall Street Journal and the U.S. all deny that Gershkovich is a spy. On Wall Street, stock futures have been mixed. Up for the Dow, at NASDAQ, down for the Dow. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy charged in the deadly shooting of a woman earlier this month. Sean Grayson indicted on multiple charges, including murder. Police say Sonia Massey called 911 July 6 to report a possible intruder around her home on Hoover Avenue. Grayson and another deputy made contact. Eventually, shots fired, hitting Massey. Illinois Department of Public Health reporting the first human case of West Nile virus. The person who tested positive is in their 60s and lives in suburban Cook County. The onset of symptoms was last month. There were 119 human cases of West Nile in Illinois last year, up from 34 in 2022. Law enforcement agencies in Champaign County giving community members a chance to experience their jobs without officially joining the police force. Several agencies, including municipal and college police departments, the Sheriff's Office, and Illinois State Police Troop 7 are the organizations behind the Champaign Community Police Academy. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hey, good morning. It's Friday. We made it to the end of the week, and what a beautiful morning. I don't know, it's 50-something, isn't it?
Fabulous for July 19th, 57.
Woo, great. I tell you what, man, that's you paint a picture on your canvas there, you probably make it look like this. This is really nice.
Yes, that's you don't get many days and spells like this in midsummertime, so enjoy it while you may.
And we were outside eating last night, and it felt like this is early September or something.
Yeah. Well, really these kind of readings, this time of the morning when we ought to be in the 60s or in the 50s, that's pretty much climatologically speaking, right around about Memorial Day.
Yep.
There you go.
Here we go with our Labor Day or Memorial Day? Labor Day.
What do you mean?
Feels like
what did I say?
You said Memorial Day. Maybe.
Oh, it'd be like a late. Well, that too. Either side of the summertime season.
Yep.
Exactly.
Weather on the radio here. That's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
And she's got the sponsor with Carl.
Okay, keep your kid at the top of their game or at the top of their class as you get that physical done now at a location near you. Visit carl.org.
All right, meteorologist Greg Solier to kick off our weekend. What you seeing with the Champaign County Fair opening tonight?
Yes.
There you go, and Iroquois County Fair as well. So we are in tip-top, very comfortable Chamber of Commerce weather. No real heat nor humidity in sight. No major rain systems as well, although the same boundary cold front that came through and wreaked havoc earlier in the week going to be fairly docile as it attempts to come back north, stalling out of the Ohio. There are still some pockets based on yesterday's drop monitors south of us and into Indiana, southern Ohio that still need a little more rain. No more rain really needed as you get roughly from about Vandalia, East St. Louis back to the river. And those streams and rivers are finally easing on down in what should be, again, pretty much just a garden variety rainous event for next week. It'll be welcome rains down towards Brother Johnny's place in the southeastern states. They've been in the midst of some pretty tough heat down there much of the summertime season, and it shows. But back here, 58 now, Willard and Savoy, 57 at Rantoul, 56 Danville, 59 at Bloomington Normal, 78 the forecast high with sunshine, light northeast wind, comfortable again tonight down in the mid-50s. Tomorrow mostly sunny, and we'll head towards about 80 either side of it with a light northeast wind. 82 and a partly sunny Sunday, late Monday into Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, each day at least a passing shower or two. Best odds, best coverages south of Champaign County. Lots of dry hours, highs up into the lower 80s for Monday and Tuesday, and Wednesday, then near 80 for next Thursday. Dry time next Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Hello, Milwaukee! This convention will come to order. We hereby nominate the greatest president that's ever lived, and that's Donald J. Trump. He's done it before, and he'll do it again.
He is fearless and is exactly what this country needs right now.
When we play golf together, if I'm not on his team, he'll try to get inside of my head. But I have to remind him, I'm a Trump too.
It's common sense versus chaos. It's strength versus weakness.
Biden may have forgotten that our children died, but we have not forgotten.
Donald Trump knew all of our children's names. We have another son serving in the Army, and we do not trust Joe Biden with his life.
We have a country to save.
America cannot afford 4 more years of a weekend at Bernie's presidency. All Americans deserve a shot at the American dream.
I never felt more free and more love for my country than I do now.
I went to prison so you won't have to. Guess what? They did not break me. Fear has been infectious in this country, but courage can be contagious too. That too is what it means to be an American.
And President Trump, back in Commander-in-Chief, I would go back to re-enlist today.
If you didn't believe in miracles before Saturday, you better be believing right now.
He looked out at the crowd, and what did he say?
Probably as good as a convention as you could have from the Republicans' point of view. The energy was great. They were united. They were excited. This was not your father's Republican convention. Kid Rock rocking the stage last night, and then Hulk Hogan.
That's right.
Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
And then the CEO of, what is it, WWE, Dana White.
Yes.
Dana White came out, and he was electric.
Enough was enough.
Now it's Hulk, but let me get to Dana White.
Choice to make, and I'm not telling you what to think. I'm telling you what I know. I know America needs a strong leader, and the world needs a strong America.
And then Kid Rock came out, and then that was Kid Rock, and then Dana White, and then here comes President Donald Trump. 93 minutes. It was long. It was a long one. Brother Johnny's in town. How are you, Johnny?
Morning,
What's happening?
Johnny.
Oh, we're just enjoying the weather. Man,
Boy,
it's great.
Nice, yeah.
Our former president wore me out there, Steve, because they kind of had all those people, and I don't know if he started talking till what?
It was 10:30 Eastern time.
And then he went 93 minutes.
93 minutes. His longest convention speech ever.
Yeah. Well, and he you could say he had a pretty good speech written up, and then he kind of did his
30 minutes of ad lib.
Yes. And you could tell, and I said, cut down. No, this is getting late, buddy.
Yeah, that's right. So he spoke briefly to a group and was very pensive.
Ways it changes your attitude, your viewpoint on life. And I think, honestly, you appreciate God even more.
Yeah, he said God more than I've ever heard him say God.
It was good, and he tried not to use any foul language because Franklin Graham told him, please stop using that. You don't need it. And he goes, well, it makes the speech better.
Okay.
But he says, I'm trying.
I thought the first half hour was riveting, compelling. I mean, when he went play-by-play on the assassination attempt.
No, that was
then honoring the firefighter. Man, that was emotional. That was kissing his helmet.
And I'm glad he mentioned the other two guys.
Yeah, right.
Because nobody had ever actually told us who they were.
And they raised $6.5 million for the victims. So
he also was very, very supportive and complimentary of the Secret Service, who was up there putting their bodies in front of him as best they could.
That's right.
And they've taken a beating, which really was more about the administration that we're wondering, not the guys on the ground.
Right.
Got a text in about Reverend Franklin Graham and his prayer, and
beautiful.
Yeah, that was
it was great. And then somebody else said I was right. I've said this for a long time.
Well, I mean, a lot of people saying, how's this Democratic convention going to go?
Well, I mean, but
Chicago?
I've said for 2 years it won't be Joe Biden, and I hope I'm wrong. And as of yesterday morning, his team came out and said he's not going anywhere.
Well, I got to tell you,
he doesn't have any more. His friend circle is diminishing. Joe Biden is isolated.
Right, and reports say, could he drop out this weekend and, won't endorse Kamala? And then they have a short list of governors. And will that be Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky?
Oh, the progressives won't go for Andy Beshear in Kentucky. He's too moderate. There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding?
I think that our governor here in Illinois has the inside track because he's ready to hit the ground running.
And with the money.
Yeah. And
is he willing to put $1 billion of his own?
I think so.
$1 billion for a 2-month campaign.
Well, it's more than 2 months. I mean, it's 3 months.
If they get it settled, it'll be late August.
It's a tough right now to take your shot against Trump with 3 months. I don't know if you really want. if you aspire to be president, this may not be the time to do it.
Well, don't you get normally a candidate gets one shot. Hillary Clinton got more than that. Certainly Donald Trump has gotten more, and Joe Biden has had more. But usually, if one and done, like the John McCain's, the Mitt Romneys, I mean, you have one shot usually to be that person.
Yeah.
And then you're done. You want to use your time now. Probably because you have 2 months of headlines.
Well, I got to tell you, I was pulling from the standpoint of, you talk about winning a basketball game and the strategy. I hope Joe stays in. But when I'm hearing him and everybody turning on him and you hear him talking, Steve, I'm worried. I'd rather see him pull out so he can do some focus on finishing out this next 6 months.
Yeah.
Because he's talking crazy stuff, and he's starting to talk about the old days and some of these old things. He reminds me of the Terminator 2, where the different guy pops out of the molten bat. Like, it's like, whoa, Joe. And I can see that because his support system, people he's known for 50 years.
Yeah.
August 7th is the ballot deadline, and then the DNC is scheduled from August 19th through the 22nd.
Yeah, they got to get it done if they're going to get this done.
This is coming down to the wire. I think this weekend would not be a surprise to me.
All right, sports headlines.
St. Louis Cardinals are in action in Atlanta with a 6:20 start here on ESPN 93.5. Here's your Redbird recap.
Well, the All-Star break is over, and it's back to baseball tonight for the Cardinals and almost all of Major League Baseball. The Cards open a 6-game road trip with a 3-game series in Atlanta that begins later tonight. The Cards rotation for the series with the Braves, it starts with Sonny Gray. He'll start the opener. He's 9-4 with a 3.34 earned run average, 99 innings, 121 strikeouts for the Cardinals ace. Kyle Gibson at 7-3 and a 4.16 ERA, and Miles Michaelis at 7-8 and a 5.13 ERA. They will back up Gray in the series with the Braves. The Cards come out of the All-Star break 4.5 games back of the Milwaukee Brewers in the National League Central Division, and the Cards are in the second wild card spot in the National League. First pitch with the Braves comes at 6:20 Central Time, pregame coverage at 5:25. For the Cardinals Radio Network, I'm Joe Pott.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Arizona's at Wrigley to face the Cubs with a 1:20 start over on US 105.9. Chicago White Sox in Kansas City, that's a 7:10 start. WNBA action with the All-Star game taking on Team USA. That's tomorrow on ABC, and that's a 7:30 start. I think that'll be very entertaining.
Yeah, they'll just get them warmed up for the Olympics. Weather, I mean, I don't think there'll be any elbows.
And the Royal Troon, the Open, is on right now.
Shane Lowry is
Lowry's
leading,
up.
7 under. Check our weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and vicinity, gorgeous. Chamber of Commerce, as good as it gets for mid-July across the area weather-wise over the course of the weekend. Lots of sunshine, comfortable temperature and humidity levels. Same boundary that pushed on through the area here early in the week. We'll head back to the north, stall out at the Ohio. A couple of systems will track along it, hence a little more showery weather back into play for next week. Sunshine and 78 for the day today. A light northeast wind. Tonight, another comfortable night, clear. 57 for the weekend. Mostly sunny, 81 tomorrow. Sunday, high of 82 under a partly sunny sky. More cloudiness for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. A couple of showers around late Monday through Wednesday. High temperatures will be a little bit north of 80. Overnight readings in the 60s. Lingering shower chance next Thursday. Dry time next Friday, and high temperatures there close to around 80 degrees. No major heat, nor humidity, nor major rain systems ahead in the next 5 to 10 days. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
CrowdStrike, the cybersecurity software company, says it has identified the source of a global outage impacting Microsoft Windows, and a fix has been deployed. The company says it happened because of an update. Microsoft says the underlying cause has been fixed for its cloud platform. The massive cyber outage has impacted everything from airlines to banks. CrowdStrike shares are down nearly 13%. American Express is reporting an upbeat quarter and raised its expectations for the year. Amex says card members were spending more and fees continued to rise in recent months. Oil services company Halliburton is reporting earnings that matched expectations. Fifth Third Bancorp is reporting flat earnings. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola. Invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown. Every Monday and Friday, Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you. Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club.
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Rieken, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, get the whole story.
All right, what did you think of the speech? Anybody watch it? 217-359-2255. Donald Trump accepting the nomination of his party. J.D. Vance in the audience with his bride that we met the other night. J.D. Vance, some of the liners there. I mean, this is the guy that grew up in abject poverty. I mean, he's 6 years old when he left his mom, who was addicted to drugs. He lived with his grandma, who was a devout Christian who had a problem with the F word.
Right.
And
Make a sailor blush.
And then when he was hanging around with the wrong guy, she said, JD, you don't hang around with him. I will run him over with my car, and no one will find out.
Right. Here's Marty texted in. If Biden steps away from the election, what happens to all the early voter ballots that were cast? Are those ballots thrown out, or is there another candidate?
Yeah, the party has the power to put somebody else in there, and the presumption is Kamala Harris has next. And if she doesn't, what does that do to the party?
Well, the question was, what about the early ballots? We're 60 days out from the first early ballots. I think Pennsylvania leads
the first out.
So there hasn't been any cast votes yet.
Yeah, nothing. You're talking about in the primary? I wonder if there's...
No, they were talking about thinking
now. Okay, I see.
were early
yeah.
votes. And there hasn't been any early votes.
They need a yes or no probably at this point, but if it's yes that he's staying, then how much energy will be at the United Center in Chicago? They'll be trying to fabricate something. But when you come out and say he should step down, how do you come out and then say he'll be the greatest president ever?
Well, they've just made a real mess of this, and because their strategy was to take Donald Trump out.
Yep,
that didn't work. So now they got Joe, and he doesn't want to go, and Kamala right behind him, which is probably not going to help him. Michelle swears she's not running, their only real chance.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Pritzker could make a run, but man, would he do it in 3 months? I mean, I don't know.
So another text, 359-2255 if you want to chime in. Also, Trump supporters actually know his history. I mean, legitimately acts like he was sent by God himself, literally. And they have spent 1 section. Have they spent 1 second to actually look at Trump's career, etc., and what he's done? I'm a devout Christian, by the way, and I find it disgusting they treat him like the second coming or Jesus or something. So, what's your reaction to that sort of thing?
I mean, I think they've vetted Donald Trump. I'm pretty comfortable about that. I mean, they've looked into everything they could find and charge him with most of it. So, I mean, it's not like they haven't looked under the hood with Donald Trump.
Well, we've heard a lot of things from across the spectrum. I think a lot of the people who really know him have a lot of great things to say about him. But I actually look at his record as president last time, where he did a very good job as our president. And yes, he ruffled feathers, but how are you going to do that job if you don't ruffle feathers? And would it be nice if he was more likable? Yeah, great. You're not going to get the perfect guy. And I thought he was a great president on the 4 years that he did serve, and that's the record I look at. He was also popular in his show, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, well, and he certainly knows how to put on a show. I thought it was pretty dramatic, some of the things and the way they brought him in and all these other things. It was really very much a production.
And I got to tell you, too, if you... It's hard not to just really start to talk about the person of focus, but when you look at the alternative, what do you want to do? I mean, we don't have a mechanism to create the perfect person. These are our options.
Yeah.
And what's happening with the other option is not acceptable. We're suffering. There's people hurting. Mm-hmm. The money situation, the crime situation. And no, it's not fair for 10 million people to come over our border when there's great people from all over the world trying to get in legally. We don't have the bandwidth to bring them in while we're taking care. They're taking our Social Security. It goes on.
Yeah.
So yeah, Trump's not perfect, but holy cow. And he's a lot better than maybe we thought.
Is it possible that Donald Trump changed a little bit with that assassination attempt? Just a little bit?
I think it's more possible that a lot of the people who are negative on him changed a little bit. It's just that's human nature. They're like, well, he's not that bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like a liberal said, I think God wants Trump to be president.
Yeah.
Maybe he does. Maybe
well,
that would be.
It's hard not to think that there was something going on why he wasn't shot, because it was pretty close. He called it a quarter of an inch. And it was mighty close. Had he not turned his head, many think that he would have been hit and probably dead. So he said, I'm not supposed to be here. And the crowd yelled, yes, you are, yes, you are.
I think it's I think it's a miracle, but hopefully we'll get through all of this. And it's the big question for me, as far as this subject is, what are the Democrats going to do?
Yeah, I don't know. Is Joe Biden leaving this weekend? He's by himself with his wife, Jill, in Delaware.
Yeah, I would think.
Is it? I mean,
he's got. They can't run him. He can't win now. Now he maybe could have, but they've taken him out. That with their own kind of, we got to get rid of you. You're right. I don't think there's any way to recover politically for him. And then the down ballot stuff they talk about is a real concern.
Well, then it's a legitimate question to say, if he's not capable of running, why is he capable of being president?
Well, I mean, I don't see him resigning the presidency. And I don't know if anything's really changed from that perspective.
No, and honestly,
in the last
Johnny,
few years.
The reason all of this is happening is not because they're worried about Joe Biden's health. They're worried about losing.
That's right.
That's it.
And not because he's gotten that much worse.
No.
Which he's declined, but he hasn't got that much worse.
They've been doing
They need
this.
to win this race, and now they're in a bind. I think
you're exactly right. They planned on not having Donald Trump with all they were throwing at him.
That was the plan.
And then it was James Carville who first panicked from Louisiana. Ain't working. Beep, beep, beep.
Well, and that was with
different.
the New York trial, and the polls went down. So they kind of, with that strategy, hurt Joe.
Yeah.
They could have started to build their candidate, worked with him more, not had a debate, never had a debate. They just said, we're not going to debate. And I think they could have run a campaign. I always thought Trump had a chance against Joe Biden the second round, but now they got to find somebody else, and they don't have a lot of time to do it.
We have a former Secret Service supervisory special agent. His name is Chuck Marino, and he's next. Don't go away. Don't miss this. 7:30 on this Friday, ESPN 93.5.
Urbana Park District's tradition is back this summer with their free Neighborhood Nights concerts between 6:30 and 8 at a different park each week with a different band. I'm Diane Ducey, your MC from Stevie Jay Broadcasting. The Park District will take care of you with free popcorn, lemonade, and water. Meet different groups and friends. Enjoy the great music every Wednesday, 6:30 to 8 at different parks throughout the summer. Find out more about Neighborhood Nights at urbanaparks.org.
Fox News, I'm Gian Gelosi. Former President Donald Trump getting a rock star's welcome at the RNC last night with a little hype up from Hulk Hogan.
Enough was enough! And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother! Let Trumpomania rule again! Let Trumpomania make America great again!
The former president recounting the assassination attempt that nearly took his life.
I heard a loud whizzing sound and felt something hit me really, really hard.
Mr. Trump and J.D. Vance will rally this weekend in Michigan, and a Russian court has sentenced Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gerskovich to 16 years in prison. He is accused of being a spy. The U.S. government declared him wrongfully detained, and Microsoft says the underlying cause of today's global cyber outage has been fixed for some services. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Decatur Public Schools has a new policy with their cell phones. After discussions at multiple meetings, Decatur Public School Board of Education voted to ban cell phones as part of the new electronic devices policy for all students during the school day. All students will have to keep their phones and other devices in their lockers. Big change coming to a neighborhood in Paxton, and some aren't happy about it. City Council approved a proposal at its last meeting to rezone 2 empty lots to make room for a new gas station. The mayor says the gas station will go right on the residential street, taking the space of a former car wash. He says the station will have a convenience store, quick service restaurant, and electrical vehicle charging. The Illinois Department of Public Health reporting the first human case of West Nile virus. A person who tested positive in their 60s and lives in suburban Cook County. The onset of symptoms was last month. There were 119 human cases of West Nile in Illinois last year, up from 34 in 2022. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Our weekend weather with our meteorologist Greg Soye, and brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Busey, member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity uncharacteristically comfortable, cool, and pleasant. The story weather-wise heading into the weekend across the area. Into next week, same cold front that came through the area early in the week with the severe weather heads back to the north as a warm front with stalls down to the south. No severe weather, but showery weather back into play for next week. Sunshine and 78 on your Friday with a light northeast wind. Comfortable humidity. Clear tonight, 57. For the weekend, mostly sunny, 81 tomorrow. A partly sunny Sunday, so a few more clouds and a high to 82, and more clouds and sun, but dry hours each day, despite a couple of showers around late Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, probably Thursday as well next week. No heavy totals are expected. Highs lower 80s, nights in the 60s. Next Friday, quiet weather continues on with highs around 80 as well. Speaking of quiet weather, that's the story across the Atlantic Basin, and the rains to our south and southeast will be needed over the far southern and eastern Corn Belt. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window. New roofing and siding are a winning combination that can instantly change the look, feel, and function of your home. Our Kramer Siding and Window team takes pride in being an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, able to offer a best-in-the-business 50-year warranty. Pair it with preservation siding in your favorite style and color, and your home will be a showstopper. Start today and save 10% on roofing and 25% on siding. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars, here's my price, and you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
All right, trying to effort Chuck Marino. I tell you, not kind of a bad week trying to get hold of Secret Service guys because everybody wants to talk to him. We'll keep trying. Chuck Marino is his name. He's written a book too. Hopefully we'll get that going. All right, last night the convention in Milwaukee, Donald J. Trump.
With faith and devotion, I proudly accept your nomination for President of the United States. Thank you. I heard a loud whizzing sound and felt something hit me really, really hard on my right ear. I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet. I raised my right arm, looked at the thousands and thousands of people that were breathlessly waiting, and started shouting, fight, fight, fight. I ask that we observe a moment of silence in honor of our friend Corey.
Not a sound in the arena when they did that.
No, that's true.
Not a cough, not a sound. Nothing.
There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for others. This is the spirit that forged America in her darkest hours, and this is the love that will lead America back to the summit of human achievement and greatness. This is what we need. Despite such a heinous attack, we unite this evening more determined than ever. I am more determined than ever, and so are you. So is everybody in this.
All right, what do you think? You're always welcome to text in. Let us know on the Fisher National Bank text line at 217-359-2255. And all of our phone guests appear on the Tapman's Towing phone line. And happy to welcome Chuck Marino. Chuck, how are you?
Good morning. Good to be back with you.
Too bad nobody wants to talk to you this week. Man, live. Holy cow.
It's a lot going on,
all right,
including today.
Give me the minute you need to be out so I don't go too long with you like everybody wants to. What time, Chuck, do you need to be out of this?
No, we're good to go. I got, easily 10 minutes.
All right, good going. It's Chuck Marino, former Homeland Security Department advisor, specialized in law enforcement, former Secret Service Supervisory Special Agent, author of the book Terrorists on the Border and in Our Country, Sentinel Solutions CEO. Otherwise, the guy's a slacker. His name is Chuck Marino. Great to have you on the show. My brother Johnny is here, Diane Ducey, and I'm Stevie Jay.
Hey, Chuck.
What happened?
Awesome.
What is your assessment? You've said it 1,000 times this week, but we're wondering why a person of interest 62 minutes before Donald Trump takes the stage, we're not following them. I just don't understand the failure of the advance team.
Yeah, right. So failure of the overall operational security plan that the Secret Service is not only responsible for creating, but also effectively implementing. And when I say that, I mean this. Secret Service is supported around the country by state and local law enforcement. They could not do their jobs without their support, period. That goes for the inner perimeter, middle perimeter, and outer perimeter of that security plan. State and local law enforcement are predominant in that outer ring of security. And it's up to the Secret Service during the advance to identify and mitigate threats like this building, right? An elevated roof, direct line of sight, only 130 yards away. And the Secret Service needs to work with the state and local police and say, look, we want this building locked down, and here's how we want this building locked down. And they need to follow up and make sure that it's actually being done and has been done, including prior to the event and during the event. If there's something that's noticed that's been planned and hasn't been implemented, they need to fix it and fix it ASAP. So the Secret Service has to take the hit on this.
What about the response that the roof might be dangerous? I was blown away by that response from Kim Cheadle, the head of Secret Service.
Well, look, you don't help yourself when you come out with contradictory statements that fly in the face of common sense, and statements that me, as a former supervisor in the Secret Service, know go against the proven methodologies, protective methodologies of the Secret Service. I mean, you know, all roofs are slanted. I think 90% in the U.S., I haven't done a roof survey lately, but I mean, what are we talking about here? You know, of course that we put personnel on roofs all around the world. So why was this one any different? And by the way, you don't protect the building by putting people inside the building where they can't see out.
Yeah.
You got to post people on all four sides of a building. You get somebody up there on a roof. I did these assignments when I was a young agent, and with the threat level that it is within the country, and also the threat level against the former president, let's not forget, he took out General Soleimani in Iran. Iran's still not happy about that.
Yeah.
You heard about the latest intelligence from them about wanting to take the former president out? You know, we got to take this serious.
Johnny?
Was that building considered for this event outside the perimeter, middle perimeter? I know it wasn't inside the perimeter, but what were they called?
It fell within the outer perimeter. But no matter where it fell in those three concentric rings of security, based on where it was and how much of a threat it presented, it fell within the security plan that the Secret Service was responsible for. Look, I don't care how many people show up to an event. I don't care if it's only 5 people that show up. It doesn't matter how many people are there. It doesn't matter how small the venue is. If you have an outdoor event like the one that took place in Pennsylvania, then you've got to secure the surrounding area. And there are things that are going to come into play that are going to affect the safety and security of the protectee. And this is what we saw play out on Saturday. Sure. That building, though out in the outer perimeter, came into play.
Chuck, is it true that the Secret Service snipers had the shooter in their sights and did not engage because of rules of engagement or something? Is that factual?
No, that's not true. There is no policy in the Secret Service that says the Secret Service needs to sit back and wait to be fired upon. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I would say that the use of force options for the Secret Service slightly expand while they're covering and conducting their protective operations. So they're able to mitigate that threat through use of force if they believe it represents a clear and imminent danger to the people.
Do we use drones, Chuck?
Well, that technology question is going to come up for sure when the director testifies on Monday, because my understanding is that there was no technology in the area of drones that was being implemented. So, you know, look, this has got to be in place to provide the highest level of protection. The Secret Service is a zero-fail mission, and this is where DHS comes into play. If we find out that the Secret Service did not have the resources, the technology, the money, all of it, and we find out that the Department of Homeland Security wasn't giving them what they need to do the job, it's just another reason for Ollie Mayorkas to be fired. He should have been fired 3 years ago for what's going on down at the southwest border. So this is just another thing that he has destroyed at the department.
Chuck, I got a question. You're in charge, let's say, of security. What do you think now we hear about Iran really wants him out anyway, and I think a sniper can shoot from 1,000 yards.
No, 2,000.
Well, would you recommend maybe not having any more of these events at this point? I know that's a Trump trademark, but we're not going to learn a lot about him. And is it worth it when you think about? I don't know. What would you recommend? We can cover it. Don't worry about it. Let's have more, or maybe we back off of some of these wide open venue events.
Yeah. Well, he's got a rally coming up here in, I believe it's Grand Rapids.
Inside, though. It's inside, isn't it?
And it's inside.
Oh, okay.
That's right. And that's indoors. Here's the problem. The Secret Service can throw that flag, of course, based on the threat level. You can't throw that flag all of the time. Because then you lose credibility, right? Imagine telling a presidential candidate, I'm sorry, sir or ma'am, you can't do an outside rally in the Midwest because we can't secure it. That's not the answer. They expect the Secret Service to be adaptable to create security plans that mitigate a host of threats. And you know what? And they're right. That's a rightful expectation on the part of the people that we protect. We've got to identify these threats and mitigate them effectively, no matter what it takes. Look, there's times you got to pull a dump truck in front of somebody to decrease line of sight to the stage where someone's going to be speaking. That's what you do. You call up the local city, you get a dump truck or two brought in, and you put them where you need to put them. So you've got to, be creative in your solutions on how you mitigate all of these threats. So it's got to be done. We can't dictate where they campaign or how they campaign. But we can throw that flag every once in a while if needed.
I know of a trained sniper, a military trained sniper that made a shot over 2,000 yards. And if that's the case, it's over a mile away. And I don't know what you do. Could you not do a Pope mobile and put glass around the president when he speaks? That would help, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and that's been done before. So they're going to have to look at all this. Yeah. And I think all of this is going to come out when the testimony takes place, because of course there's tools in the toolbox to mitigate a wide variety of threats that have been implemented and deployed in the past. So the big question is, why weren't these things done on Saturday?
Chuck, we could talk an hour, but you got like a minute, and I know, and your book is about the border. I guess I want to know, and sorry to interrupt you, Diane, but I want to know, how bad is the border, really?
Oh, it's horrible. It's nothing has changed. They're still playing the shell game down at the border, still letting the same types of threats into the country on the criminal side, on the terrorism side. All they're doing is just exploiting and undercutting programs like asylum, programs like parole. They're using the CBP-1 app, instructing people on what to say to claim asylum, whether it's valid or not. The only thing that's decreased is in between the ports of entry, because they're using these other ways in. So the numbers are staying the same, but they're making them appear different to the American public because of the way people are being let in right now. The open border policies of this administration have not changed, and they will remain intact until this administration is elected out of office.
I believe they're going to remain if the Democrats win the election, too. I don't think anyone's talking about changing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Kamala Harris? You think if Kamala Harris goes on the ticket that all of a sudden the borders are going to be closed? No way.
No, that's the border czar.
Look at California.
The border
czar. How dare you, sir? The border czar.
Okay.
Chuck, great talking to you again. We really appreciate it. How can people connect with Chuck Marino?
Yeah, they check me out, charlesmarino.com. I'm on X, Charles_Marino. And the book is available and still an Amazon bestseller. So check it out.
Hey, listen, thank you for your service. Thanks for what you're doing still. Appreciate your time, Chuck, this morning. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chuck.
All right, good talking.
Appreciate it. Good talking to you. He's getting hits all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Who wouldn't want to talk to somebody in the Secret Service? He said the Secret Service has to take the hit on this.
I don't know. if I had that job and I'm trying to think about how many different ways
Yeah.
could we have a problem, I wouldn't be able to sleep because
I'm telling
there's
you.
just, you got the close range, you got the mid range, you got the 1 mile shooter.
Well,
you got,
and I was
you got a
looking over-
drone. How about an enemy drone?
Yeah, but
once you add the
what's-
drones, what about an enemy like a drone that could do harm?
You just put up a protective glass all the way around them.
Yeah, I don't know what's so bad about that. It's a shame, but I mean,
Yeah,
it's-
right. But it would certainly protect the
yeah,
bulletproof glass.
That's that from close and far.
Yeah.
And
right.
when to take action. I mean, this article that I was going to bring up was Secret Service told lawmakers Crooks was identified as a person of interest a full 62 minutes before the shooting took place, according to law enforcement officials and lawmakers briefed. The timeline presented was at 5:10, Crooks was identified as a person of interest. 5:30, Crooks was spotted with a rangefinder. 5:52, Crooks was spotted on the roof by Secret Service. And then 6:02, Trump takes the stage. 6:12, Crooks fires first
Yeah,
shot.
so we have people jumping up and down saying, "There's a guy on the roof of there."
Right.
I don't understand the lack of communication.
Well, there was also actually a level of threat proclaimed about Timmons called threat.
So
and
you don't.
then they still let him get on the stage.
I don't understand that. Why? You just delay another 10 minutes. He's always late. So
Well, at that point, they knew where he was. It was just a matter of a few minutes. Actually, I still think the two policemen, one of whom was supporting
Right.
his buddy, and he pulled himself up, and the gunman saw the policeman. He ducked because he pointed the gun at him.
Mm-hmm.
It fell off his buddy.
Yeah.
And then he was rushed. And the shots came very quickly after that. I think he was rushed and he knew he'd been nailed.
Right.
So that might have saved Trump's life.
Right,
Combined
right.
with the head turn and the whole thing.
It says Crooks fired his first shot to the gunman, killed just 26 seconds later. 11 seconds after the first shot, Secret Service counter snipers acquired their target. 15 seconds after that, Crooks was shot dead.
So it was 26 seconds.
So it wasn't the people behind. It wasn't the shooters behind Trump. It was actually somebody further away, 400 yards, that actually shot back and killed.
I didn't know that.
They
I
said
thought it
that
was
last night.
The ones that were 75
I
yards.
did. I thought so too. Apparently, it was another shooter somewhere else that killed the.
And it's
would-be
puzzling
contestant.
they didn't have a Secret Service. They had two pretty close together.
Yeah.
And I think they missed that, but they probably should have put it one on the other.
I don't know. But you're right, Johnny. I mean, if you're in the Secret Service, you can't fail. It's a zero fail business.
Failure is not an option.
No. But I mean, again, it would make you toss and turn.
Well, I got to tell you, it was 43 years at that level because Reagan was shot in 81. And part of the problem, and it's a problem because we're human, is they've been going to these hundreds and hundreds of events. Nothing ever happens. And so you get a little bit
complacent.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's going to happen.
And then how many Secret Service do we need to guard everybody?
That's a good question.
Wow.
I think you could use law enforcement, but you just have to work more as a team. And that there wasn't a good way for the communications. It didn't sound like the local police were able to easily communicate with the Secret Service.
Well, this is one of those where we'd like to know what happened so it doesn't happen again. Right?
That's the main. Well, at this point, that's all we're worried about for the Democratic candidate and the Republican candidate.
Anybody. We don't. I mean, that firefighter that died and the other two that were seriously injured but seemed to be on the mend at this rally. And again, Donald Trump mentioned last night in the speech how, normally there's panic, and this crowd didn't panic. They were more worried about what happened.
Well,
to
I
Donald
noticed
Trump.
that while I was watching.
Yeah.
Wow, these folks aren't scattering.
The guys,
deck.
some of the people behind didn't even duck. They were just keeping their eyes on what happened. And then one witness said, well, they weren't shooting at me, but they did shoot others that were close by.
Well, and you got to remember now, all the people around Trump were pretty strong supporters. Many go to these rallies.
Yeah.
I've never been to a rally. I don't think I'm going, not because I don't particularly want to hear them, but I'll just watch it on my phone. I'm not going to the one. And so these people are pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
And they were very concerned about what's going on with the president. And some of them really didn't really know what was happening.
Yeah.
And so, but it was noticeable that there wasn't this crazy panic scattering of the crowd.
Boy, when he did pump his fist, he says the loudest crowd he's ever heard. Because the relief, I think, came out in that instant. He looks okay. Like he saw the blood, but apparently he could. And the Secret Service, I think it was great that he commended them for being all over.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
They did.
yeah.
They were. Look, they could have been shot right then. They knew it. They knew
well,
it.
I saw some Secret Service guys kind of jumping up to get their head in the way.
They were trying to keep, because Trump wasn't cooperating. Well, he wanted to show everybody he's okay, but the threat was still ongoing. So he was not what you would call cooperating with the security, because he's trying to get his head up and get
right, which is not right. You don't want to do that. Five Tail, you're welcome to text us 217-359-2255. Any other observations? Let us know. Our weather brought to you this morning by the Urbana Park District.
Oliver is being put on at Parklands Theater, and if you'd like to go tonight at 7, tomorrow 2 and 7, or Sunday at 2, just go to urbanaparks.org for details.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather-free Central Illinois. Champaign and Benham vicinity, gorgeous. Chamber of Commerce, as good as it gets for mid-July across the area weather-wise over the course of the weekend. Lots of sunshine, comfortable temperature and humidity levels. Same boundary that pushed on through the area here early in the week. We'll head back to the north, stall out at the Ohio. A couple of systems will track along it, hence a little more showery weather back into play for next week. Sunshine and 78 for the day today. A light northeast wind tonight, another comfortable night, clear. 57 for the weekend, mostly sunny, 81 tomorrow. Sunday, high of 82 under a partly sunny sky. More cloudiness for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. A couple of showers around late Monday through Wednesday. High temperatures will be a little bit north of 80. Overnight readings in the 60s. Lingering shower chance next Thursday. Dry time next Friday, and high temperatures there close to around 80 degrees. No major heat, nor humidity, nor major rain systems ahead in the next 5 to 10 days. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Well, the world is waking up today to the blue screen of death. Apparently, it's a hacker that has gotten in and disrupted banks, airports, TV stations, hotels, some radio stations, and countless other businesses are all facing widespread IT outages. Just got an Illini alert. Apparently, campus also experiencing that here at the University of Illinois. So we're trying to understand what it means. In some cases, if you have Delta, United, and American Airlines are delaying flights because you can't communicate.
Yep.
You can't get into the reservation screens.
Operations were disrupted, and the flights en route, and all kinds of craziness. So this is evidently the cybersecurity giant CrowdStrike experienced this major disruption, and there's a link to a tech update. Organizations including Microsoft, obviously.
Campus experiencing a significant network service interruption from my Illini alert just moments ago. So that's an FYI for folks that work at the University of Illinois. So ever think about going back to number 2 pencils, Johnny?
Well, my line is the Amish were correct. We're too dependent on technology.
This doesn't
plus,
affect the Amish community at all.
Well, actually, they use cell phones now.
Okay,
But no, right. We should be churning better. It's better than just sitting at home playing on your phone.
Yeah, all right.
And surfing the net. So,
yep.
Well, we got to deal with it. It's there. So, but this is disturbing, Steve.
Yeah, it is. All right, we'll keep our eyes on that here. Coming up, one more hour to go for the week. Glad you're listening. Greg Soya will pop on live again to tell you that it's going to be pretty nice weather over the next 5 to 10 days. And this is about 10 degrees cooler than normal at this hour this morning.
I got a sweater on.
I know it. Well, getting out of bed. You got coffee
New Orleans,
early.
we're more used
Bob
to 94.
Newhart passed away at the age of 94.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, he was terrifically funny. Bob Newhart, 94. So really, really great comedian. Bob Newhart Show, of course, and huge star in the 70s and 80s, even 60s probably. But the sitcoms, the Bob Newhart Show was a real hit for
And
CBS.
Newhart and Bob. There were huge different shows.
Lots of them. All right, break for the news. We'll be right back. Glad you're listening. 217-359-2255. You want to jump on with anything that you've heard so far this morning. We'll be right back. It is 7:58.
Summer is here, and Pia's is the place to be with their live patio music. Head on out to 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign and enjoy a laid-back show with friends as you stay cool, sipping your favorite cocktail or beer. This Wednesday, July 24th from 6 to 9 p.m., the live Jukebox Show will be performing. Pia's, the best place for fans to meet this summer to cheer on your favorite teams and enjoy some great music on the patio. 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
This is a Fox News alert, a guilty verdict for an American in Russia. I'm Dave Anthony, and it is a conviction that was expected at journalist Evan Gershkovich's espionage trial.
And the U.S. State Department said as much yesterday, calling the entire Russian legal process a sham.
Gershkovich has been sentenced to 16 years in prison. He and the Wall Street Journal deny that he's a spy, and Fox's Nate Foy also reports the quick end to the trial today is leading to speculation of a prisoner swap like the one that freed Brittany Griner.
Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov confirmed this week that American and Russian intelligence agencies discussed the possibility of a prisoner swap, but he said that the trial needs to finish first.
The Republican convention's over.
I am running to be president for all of America.
Former President Trump called for unity, accepting the Republican nomination.
We rise together or we fall apart.
Though he was also very critical of the Biden administration, vowing to bring inflation down, stop illegal immigration, and end foreign wars days after surviving an assassination attempt.
The attacker in Pennsylvania wanted to stop our movement, but the truth is the movement has never been about me. It has always been about you.
Now, this is a 23rd Democrat in Congress, Sean Casten. Public calls for President Biden to drop out of the Democratic race. Many others are urging him to consider that amid concerns of his mental fitness, fearing a big election loss. There's some long lines at airports with flights. Just one of the things affected by a global IT outage the CrowdStrike CEO says is being resolved, apologizing for it, blaming a Windows security update gone wrong.
This is affecting tens of millions of people from Sydney to Boston, Massachusetts, where Mass General Brigham, the hospital in Boston, canceled non-urgent surgeries and all medical visits today. The good news, though, American Airlines is back up and running after an hours-long ground stop. Delta getting back online as well.
Fox's David Spun. It also affected 911 centers and banks. America's listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Again, our top Fox News story, American journalist Evan Gershkovich has just been convicted in Russia, a verdict that was expected at his espionage trial that the U.S. calls an illegitimate sham. Gershkovich has been jailed since last year, and he and the Wall Street Journal deny that he is a spy. Back to former President Trump, he started last night's convention speech, recounting in detail that assassination attempt.
I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet.
Saying if he didn't turn his head just before that, he'd be dead.
I stand before you in this arena only by the grace of Almighty God.
The former president also led a moment of silence for the Trump rally attendee who was killed in the shooting, firefighter Corey Comparatore's funerals today.
Some emotional moments as former President Trump
brought Corey's fire helmet and jacket on stage and honored his self-sacrifice as part of the spirit that forged America in her darkest hours. Mr. Trump also honored 57-year-old David Dutch and 74-year-old James Copenhaver, who were seriously injured at the rally but recovering in the hospital. And he praised the generosity of donors to a fund for the victims' families.
There is an empty cell on death row in Alabama after what happened last night.
After the U.S. Supreme Court refused to consider his handwritten request for a stay, Keith Gavin was given a lethal injection in Alabama's death chamber. He'd been convicted of shooting William Clayton Jr. to death at an automated teller machine in northeast Alabama in 1998.
Fox's Jack Callahan. On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed before the opening bell the morning after a big sell-off. Turning to golf, the Open Major Championship in Scotland. Shane Lowry has a one-shot lead at 5 under par in second-round play. Tiger Woods is 13 over, almost at the bottom of the leaderboard. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Law enforcement agencies in Champaign County giving community members a chance to experience their jobs without officially joining the police force. Several agencies, including municipal and college police departments, the Sheriff's Office, and Illinois State Police Troop 7, are the organizations behind the Champaign Community Police Academy. Charged in the deadly shooting of a woman earlier this month, Sean Grayson indicted on multiple charges, including murder. Police say Sonia Massey called 911 July 6 to report a possible intruder around her home on Hoover Avenue. Grayson and another deputy made contact. Eventually, shots fired, hitting Massey. Illinois Department of Public Health reporting the first human case of West Nile virus. The person who tested positive is in their 60s and lives in suburban Cook County. The onset of symptoms was last month. There were 119 human cases of West Nile in Illinois last year, up from 34 in 2022. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. We're going to a family reunion in Ohio this weekend. And Tryon Family Reunion, first one was 1929.
Wow.
So we're trying to get to 100.
95 so far.
95.
Okay.
We're into the fifth cousin maybe now.
Okay.
Yeah. It's quite a few cousins down the road here, but that's a long reunion there, Solier, to have 1929. My mom was at that first one. So.
Greg, it's around Akron, which I think you got
Akron,
good
Canton?
weather for us up there too. I think up north.
Yeah. I think you're going to be in good shape. No travel issues, I think, whatsoever. Maybe at some point Sunday night or Monday, maybe the first inkling of a little rain there. But good weather just about in all of the Midwest for whatever you have up your sleeve.
Love that. All right, our meteorologist is Greg Solier, brought to you this morning by Kramer Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvements, specializing in siding, windows, doors, roofing, and outdoor living. Visit KramerSiding.com.
All right, Mr. Meteorologist, what are we looking at for our immediate future? Got the Champaign County Fair opening tonight. That's always fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gorgeous Chamber of Commerce weather. Couldn't ask for anything better around here when you're usually sweating away. It's something more or less almost like a Labor Day type of feel around here, as opposed to the middle part of summertime. Humidity in check, temperatures in check, no rain in the forecast. And so some of the more swollen stream and rivers and these wet fields, standing water them, hopefully some improvement expected. And for some of the other corn and soybean fields, they're heading through that pollination, tasseling, reproductive stages, no extreme temperatures whatsoever. If you're looking for summertime heat, you got to head west of the Missouri. Otherwise, 65 at Willett and Savoy, 62 at Rantoul later on this afternoon. Forecast highs a few degrees below average, but who's to complain? And likely to top out somewhere at around 77, 78 degrees. Overnight lows for tonight stay comfortable as well. We'll level off down into the 50s under a mostly clear sky. And for the day tomorrow and into the rest of the weekend, again, no weather issues whatsoever. 81 tomorrow, 82 on a partly sunny Sunday. First inkling of showers late Monday, then a couple of showery spells, but nothing heavy, nothing severe. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, lower 80s, back into dry time late next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, thank you, partner. Have a great weekend. Meteorologist Greg Solier. We love having him on. He's so good at weather. All right, so Johnny's going to now predict and tell us what the Democrats are going to do.
I think they're going to try to find another candidate to run against Donald Trump. How about that?
I think you're right. 90% likely Kamala Harris?
Maybe that in the time frame, I just don't think they can. I don't know if they can fight through that battle of Okay, why wasn't it the vice president? And so that they don't have time for it. And or they're just going to use.
You got a woman of color, a woman. I mean, how do you leapfrog the vice president? That's why she's there.
So the people in charge of the Democrats, this may sound harsh, don't really care about any of that, Steve. They just want to win.
How dare you, sir?
And so, but they do understand there's a political problem there. And I think it could be her, but I would guess, if you want me to guess, this is just a guess.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They're going to strong arm it, just say this is what it's going to be, and they're going to pick somebody else that they think can win. And I think it's got to be Newsom or Pritzker.
But I mean, do you think
unless Michelle volunteers and said, I will run, they would embrace her.
But Newsom polls horribly head-to-head. He's 11 points behind Trump.
So at this point, they got nothing to lose. And I think JB's really less negative. So, and nobody really knows that much nationally. They can get to know him. Look what they're doing with J.D. Vance. Didn't take long. Oh, he's great. He's great.
No.
And then, too, I think they're worried about the House and the Senate. That's really
the down ballot is what's freaking them out. They're going to lose.
Well, it's all of it, but it's like this could be all or nothing. Here. We got to do something.
Yeah.
And so, but as far as me trying to predict that, I give it up.
Okay, we have no clue because I don't think anybody does.
Well, Joe could actually still hold on. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Eddie swears he's not leaving.
Well, but it probably will cost him his presidential library. He probably cost him,
No,
he's not going to. There won't be anything left for Joe Biden's quote legacy.
Okay.
Now he'll have a legacy in a library if he does what he's supposed to do. He has to quit. So, I mean, I just thought.
I don't think that's a factor at all. Someone's going to make a library for him, even if
I don't know.
They got a lot of money.
If he runs and loses,
they'll make their own library. Steve, we could make a library to me, you, and Diane. I don't know if anyone will come in the library, but we'd have one.
Well, it's. I thought my initial reaction was, I guess, taken straight off of a drama and television. I thought they'd walk in and say, you know what, you're all going to go to jail. We got some China information. Looks like you did take some deposits. The whole Biden family is going to be indicted. Do you want to keep this going? What do you want to do?
Well, that's a good movie plot,
Yeah.
but I don't know that's going to happen either. They're in a bind because of the idea that we're not going to have to run against Trump failed.
Yeah.
That's a major, if you're in a battle or a football game, whatever, and you have the wrong game plan and you walk into a buzzsaw, you're in trouble. Right now, they're in trouble.
Right. And there's a text in about, now, what is it about whoever gets the nod can't use the Biden's war chest?
I think Kamala can. I think the vice president would have access to that money.
Right. I got a feeling there's some rules about that, and I got a feeling they don't care about the rules. And they're going to spend the money whoever's running.
But the installation would be J.B. Pritzker, who has the money.
Well, he could certainly get by the first month while they sort it out and get going. He can hit the ground running. And like I said, I think he's been a good candidate. He's won twice here in Illinois, and I think they're looking for progressives. I'm not relishing that because
he would fit the progressive.
If you don't like the policies, they're going to be more intense with JB. Remember, they've had to do this progressive left policy from the back seat of the car because Biden has a hard time reading what they're telling him to read. Mm-hmm. You get a real progressive. Newsom's another one. Mm-hmm. They'll push this agenda, which I think a lot of us don't want.
People talking about this Kentucky governor, Andy Bashar, but he's too moderate. There's no moderate Democrats that are going to rise all the way to the top, are there?
I don't know whether I would trust any label of a Democrat.
Okay.
Moderate Democrat. If they're going to go after him, maybe he is. I mean, there are moderate Democrats, but I don't understand why.
Joe Manchin held the line. He was pretty good.
Here's my flag on moderate Democrat. Why they all vote in a block, no matter what the issue is, even if it's radically not moderate. Oh, I'm moderate. I don't agree with it. Why'd you vote for it? Joe held out.
Yeah,
but
Democrats would never put up Joe Manchin, would they? Because I think he'd be a threat.
I don't think Joe's interested. He's kind of left the party in a way.
Right.
By standing up, he kind of that was the end of his kind of political career. That's one reason I like him, because he knew that, and he's like, well, this is ridiculous.
I think he's the guy that quote Democrat that's palatable for many.
Absolutely.
So
I like Joe
but
Manchin.
the current Democratic Party would never go that direction.
The people who are calling the shots don't appear to be interested in a moderate.
Right.
So.
All right, so there we have it. Johnny's got to run, but thank you for
I got to get my
in.
hair cut at Kathleen, Stevie.
Yep.
Yeah.
This early?
Well, it was an emergency because we got the reunion. So,
well, nice of Kathleen Shipley to do that for you.
Opening up the home shop a little early.
All right.
That's awesome.
Talk to you. Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate it. Brother Johnny in this morning. It's 814-217-359. 2255. You want to jump on the text line with us, you're always welcome. The Fisher National Bank text line, and all of our guests appear on the Tapman's Joint phone line. All right, Diane Ducey, sports headlines.
Just reading about Chucky Robinson making his Major League Baseball debut already. The 29-year-old catcher and 2013 Danville High graduate appears to get another shot at MLB action. As they report, the Chicago White Sox will resume play now after the All-Star break with a 3-game road series against the Kansas City Royals. They're reporting to designate catcher Martin Maldonado for assignment to clear the path for Chucky Robinson.
Good for him. He's been battling and at it. I mean, the Reds have a good player who's in the minors and going back and forth, 33 years old.
That's right.
And keep in mind, you can make a living doing it back and forth. If you appear in the majors, your salary goes up somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than $500 a week. $500 a week, you make more at Chick-fil-A than that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy low pay, but it's what these guys dream for, and they battle. And Chucky had a home run on the big leagues in St. Louis as a member of the Reds.
That's right. That's in August 2022, 2 home runs and 5 RBIs in his 59 at-bats. So we'll see how he does. In case you're following the White Sox, you'll look for that name, Chucky Robinson, to be a local guy. The series will start up at 7:10 tonight. Arizona is in Chicago to face the Cubs with a 1:20 start. And St. Louis in Arizona with the 6:20 start here on ESPN 93.5.
We're in Atlanta?
In Atlanta?
Yeah.
Do you want the Redbird Region?
No.
Okay.
We're good.
Another thing my brother Gary was telling me to remind him about, the WNBA and the All-Star break that they're in, taking on Team USA tomorrow at 7:30.
The women are going to get a gold medal, 100% likely. They're still way ahead. The men are not as far ahead at all. It's very competitive on the men's side for the gold, but the women, I'm told, will be like whoever makes the team. Stevie Jay could make the team, and we'd still win.
Okay.
It's that kind of thing. So anyway, it'd be kind of interesting to see if Caitlin Clark and
Angel
Reese would beat them.
Right.
Then, they should have.
Because they're both 22. The youngest player on WNBA is 26.
Well, they put their time in.
Right.
And whether Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese probably were good enough to get on the team, but I think I would have played it from get Caitlin Clark for the viewership.
Mm-hmm.
Even if she wasn't going to play a lot, they'd watch.
Yes.
And not so much. They're not going to watch as much. It's a dramatic difference in viewership. And I know there's politics and people would have been bitter. She's not good enough. All these other things. But man, it's a business too, isn't it? You got to do what's going to make the coin that turns everybody's salary up. And I think they missed one on there. And Caitlin Clark has been so good at just saying the right things at the right time. She said, well, that's my dream. I'm going to work toward it, and just all the right things. As your high school student starts college application process, probably already got that done. But Busey wants you to know that when you go off to college, students and parents, you're all ready to go, but they probably need the money talk. And as you do get ready, if you have a senior coming up and you're going to be doing all these applications, students and parents overestimate college costs by as much as 200%. Half of prospective students overestimate loan payments by 50%, so those are good numbers. But don't forget, we have the 529 savings plans and all these other potentially useful information items that can help you pay for college. You can sit down with somebody over at Busey, and they'll be happy to talk you through the 529 plans. commonly used to save for college for a number of reasons, including potentially grow tax-deferred, tax-free distributions for qualified higher education expenses. You can sit with somebody from Busey and talk about it. College is closer than you think. A team of associates at Busey will ensure that you are on track. Stop by one of their many convenient locations today. Call 800-67-BUSey to get started. Investment products and services are not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank guarantee. Well, we got a delightful weekend of weather. And again, the county fair, it's always fun.
Yeah, Brickyard 400's going on in Indy, and that's for NASCAR fans. Of course, racing at Farmer City tonight would be good also. Lots of great options.
Yep. 819.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Benton vicinity, gorgeous. Chamber of Commerce, as good as it gets for mid-July across the area weather-wise over the course of the weekend. Lots of sunshine, comfortable temperature and humidity levels. Same boundary that pushed on through the area here early in the week. We'll head back to the north, stall out at the Ohio. A couple of systems will track along it, hence a little more showery weather back into play for next week. Sunshine and 78 for the day today. A light northeast wind, tonight another comfortable night, clear. 57 for the weekend, mostly sunny, 81 tomorrow. Sunday, high of 82 under a partly sunny sky. More cloudiness for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. A couple of showers around late Monday through Wednesday. High temperatures will be a little bit north of 80. Overnight readings in the 60s. Lingering shower chance next Thursday. Dry time next Friday, and high temperatures there close to around 80 degrees. No major heat, nor humidity, nor major rain systems ahead in the next 5 to 10 days. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Microsoft says the underlying issue affecting Windows today has been fixed, though there is still a residual impact. The disruption of Windows globally, impacting everything from airlines to banks to healthcare, was caused by a glitch in a software update from cybersecurity company CrowdStrike. Its CEO George Kurtz says CrowdStrike is actively working with customers impacted. It's not a security incident or cyber attack. Analysts at RBC Capital Markets say airlines are not required to compensate passengers for delays resulting from extraordinary circumstances, but the disruption and delays will cost airlines because of services they are required to provide. American Express is raising expectations for the year, but its quarter was mixed and the stock is lower. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jen Cosola, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey there, it's me, Kennedy. Make sure to check out my podcast, Kennedy Saves the World. It is 5 days a week. Every week, we check in with Jimmy Fallon, bring in authors for the book club, and even treat some of your favorite Fox personalities to a very special happy hour. Download and listen at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
Kennedy Saves the World. America's listening to Fox News.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Rachel Voss, she is Development Director, CU Habitat for Humanity.
Here at Habitat, it's our vision to have a place where everyone has a safe and decent, affordable place to call home. We are currently building about 4 to 5 houses a year for our homeowners. We always would love to take some donations, especially if you've done some renovations on your home and you have too many materials left over. We would love to take those so that we could sell them or use them for our own build.
Well, speaking of which, we got a home dedication from CU Habitat for Humanity. Chad Hoffman, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Stevie. I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Perfect. I'm great. It's a perfect day for a dedication, isn't it?
It's a beautiful day, yeah. We hope people come out and celebrate with the Abernathy family tonight. This is what we spend a lot of time, effort, dollars to do, is to put someone in a permanent home, and that's what we're doing tonight. So it's so exciting.
How does this process begin, Chad?
So it begins with an application process. So our applications for this house opened last July. And Millicent put in her application at that time, and we had over 223 applications, and she was one of the lucky families that made it all the way through our selection process to have this permanent home. And here at Habitat, we do believe in a hand up, not a hand out. So Millicent will have a mortgage as she gets into her home. So we've helped her, we've guided her, we've given her financial training, but it is a zero interest mortgage that she'll have. So there's
awesome.
some huge savings in that, obviously, and some big support she gets on that front.
All right, once that is happening, I mean, how do you coordinate? Does it take a year? What's the timeline in all this, Chad?
Yeah, because of additionally, our families have to give back so many hours to Habitat or other community organizations. It takes a little bit to build up that time, but we also want to make sure they get through our financial education courses. It's a 9-course series for our homeowners, plus we also do individual one-on-one counseling in regards to budgeting, financial planning, just making sure our homeowners are set up for success. And we love that financial planning piece of it, and those 9 courses are available to anybody in our community.
Boy, that's awesome. We all need that. I mean, everybody needs a little financial work, there's no doubt about it. So it's not like, here's your bucket of money, thank you, good luck to you, and all that. You really try and you teach them how to fish, essentially.
Correct, right. That's our goal, absolutely. And it is really, we're making sure that people who wouldn't be able to get a mortgage on their own or have those type of opportunities who can't save for a down payment because they're so close to just making ends meet, that we're giving them that little bit of boost and that little bit of training that makes it all possible.
Do you ever follow up? Do you have a kind of a residual effect kind of a thing where you know that if recidivism is one, where they slip back and they have problems, or are you able to say, man, everybody that goes through our stuff, I mean, look at the success rate?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, between myself and my predecessor, it's been well over 10 years, and we've never had a family go through foreclosure.
Wow, that's
so that's
awesome.
been exciting for us.
That
That's
really
a huge
is.
success. And, really honestly, a 90+% kind of pay-on-time rate we have with our homeowners. So, and there's always retraining and re-educating and additional budgeting advice that may be required over time, but really an amazing program, I think, in terms of our success rate. We're really happy.
Isn't July kind of a nomination period time?
Yeah, so right now we actually have our application window open for what we're going to start building next year. And that application window closes Tuesday at 5 p.m.
Okay.
It is a pretty significant application, so anybody interested in applying probably wants to get that started today and work on it over the weekend, because it does have a lot of parts, and we just want to make sure that people have time to complete that fully before they get it back to us.
How many, Chad, can you build in a year?
Well, next year we're going to select 5 families.
Wow.
We had 6 families this year. We're hoping, we're really working to do fundraising and support to our goal is at least 6 to 8, and then up to 10, maybe in 3 to 5 years.
I mean, does Habitat for Humanity, when you go through these things, do you say, "Oh man, that's heart wrenching," or this person would? No, that's not what we're talking about. 234 sounds like a lot of need, Chad.
There is a huge need, and that's how we always kind of break all ties when it comes to family selection. It's those families that have special circumstances from adopting maybe another daughter from a family member who may be in need, or somebody who has a disability who needs housing. So there's always a need behind every family that we select. We don't maybe share that as much publicly because we want it to be a success story and transforming lives and people overcoming. But yeah, there is always a huge need for those families that we're providing support for, and those that are working in partnership with us to then own that home.
I see this is number 133 on your home dedications over off Philo Road over by the Family Dollar. And I see that it was generously supported by the Pam Hom estate. So how does that work?
Yeah, we were so blessed by Pam Hahn. She had put in her will. Unfortunately, she passed away, but we've been blessed that she donated her house actually to Habitat for Humanity. Wow. So their family has been great in working with us, and one of her family support mechanisms will be speaking at the event tonight. So they're so excited that Pam's dream of supporting our mission and having a family kind of live in the home that was hers is going to come to fruition this evening. So it's been a blessing for their family, and we've kept them pretty well involved and let them know how the whole process has been going.
All right, Chad, last thing, how do we find the home tonight? What time do we come for the dedication from Habitat for Humanity?
So it's at 5:30 p.m. and it's 1103 Philo Road.
Awesome. Keep up your great work. Great talking to you, and way to go.
Of course, Restore. You're always taking things and,
Great
taking
store.
and giving and
That's
all
out
of
there
that.
on North Mattis. Turn left at the, there's a lot of things.
Glen Park Drive?
Glen Park Drive?
Yeah. Turn left at Glen Park Drive, 1914 Glen Park.
Still got plenty of light bulbs.
We do have plenty of light bulbs, but we're getting thin, Stevie.
What
What
about those AC units or HVAC stuff that you have?
Those actually all got bought last time after I was on the air with you guys.
Well,
So
that's what happens because I was going to come out and buy a few. Anyway, good work. Way to go, Chad. Keep up your good work.
All right. Thank you, guys.
CUhabitat.org.
8:29. All right. Another half hour to go. If you want to jump on the text line, 217-359-2255 on the Fisher National Bank text line. Talked a lot, obviously, about the Republican National Convention this week up in Milwaukee. 50,000 people descended on that great town, and they got through it all. A lot of energy, a lot of positive vibes. Now what for the Democrats? Will Joe Biden step down this weekend? Is all kinds of stuff. As of this morning, it's been reported that he has no plans to leave, and I don't know what you do. That's why my brain went to the walk-in quiet conversation with his wife and say, you're all going to go to jail. Well, you can't. Yeah, we did that to Donald Trump. We can do that to anybody.
Yeah.
So unless you guys want to kind of think about this, because, it's hard and all that, and we need you out. So Joe can stay as president till January 20, and you guys get the $25 million parachute, if that's okay. And otherwise, we found some documents that show you took money from China. The whole family's going to jail. What do you want to do? Fair or unfair? I thought they did it that way. Maybe they won't have to because I don't think anybody's left in his inside. The guys that supported him for 50 years, they be gone. See ya. And I don't think Barack Obama's supporting anymore. And John Tester, a senator that's in a contentious Senate race in, was it Montana? He called for him last night to step down. So anyway, we'll get the latest now from Fox News. Come right back. I'm Stevie Jay. There's Diane Ducey.
Morning.
It is 8:30.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. A secretive trial in a Russian court has sentenced Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich to 16 years on charges of espionage. Former President Trump in a change of tone saying, I stand before you only by the grace of God.
I am running to be president for all of America.
In his acceptance speech before the Republican National Convention, recounting the attempt on his life only once, honoring the firefighter killed, Corey Compitore's funeral is today, concluding.
If the events of last Saturday make anything clear, it is that every single moment we have on earth is a gift from God.
As Democrats pressure President Biden to withdraw from the race or likely lose to Trump, the fix is in on a global tech outage that grounded flights, disrupted some commutes, banks, and doctors. CrowdStrike blames a security update for Windows operating system.
Here's a look at local news. Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy charged in the deadly shooting of a woman earlier this month. Sean Grayson indicted on multiple charges, including murder. Police say Sonia Massey called 911 July 6 to report a possible intruder around her home on Hoover Avenue. Grayson and another deputy made contact. Eventually, shots fired, hitting Massey. Illinois Department of Public Health reporting the first human case of West Nile virus. The person who tested positive is in their 60s and lives in suburban Cook County. The onset of symptoms was last month. There were 119 human cases of West Nile in Illinois last year, up from 34 in 2022. Law enforcement agencies in Champaign County giving community members a chance to experience their jobs without officially joining the police force. Several agencies, including municipal and college police departments, the Sheriff's Office, and Illinois State Police Troop 7 are the organizations behind the Champaign Community Police Academy. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Benham vicinity, gorgeous. Chamber of Commerce, as good as it gets for mid-July across the area weather-wise over the course of the weekend. Lots of sunshine, comfortable temperature and humidity levels. Same boundary that pushed on through the area here early in the week. We'll head back to the north, stall out at the Ohio. A couple of systems will track along it, hence a little more showery weather back into play for next week. Sunshine and 78 for the day today. A light northeast wind, tonight another comfortable night, clear. 57 for the weekend. and mostly sunny, 81 tomorrow. Sunday, high of 82 under a partly sunny sky. More cloudiness for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. A couple of showers around late Monday through Wednesday. High temperatures will be a little bit north of 80. Overnight readings in the 60s. Lingering shower chance next Thursday. Dry time next Friday, and high temperatures there close to around 80 degrees. No major heat, nor humidity, nor major rain systems ahead in the next 5 to 10 days. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Beat Greg Solier.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
All right, I'm glad you're listening. We're winding down another week. And we're, sorry, I hate to do this, halfway through summer, past halfway. Yeah, July 22nd is Monday. Is that right? 1920? Yeah. Man, it's crazy. One more full week of July, and then it's August. And then all our friends in the University of Illinois start to repopulate. I miss them. I really do. This town is amazing, largely because of the University of Illinois. And Rantoul used to be the same way with the Air Force Base. It felt like a mini Champaign-Urbana because of all the diversity and all the people from all over the world. There's still people, families that recall their stint in Rantoul, Illinois. That was a bummer. We had the Air Force Base closed. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we had an Air Force Base in Rantoul. We had generals walking around. Really cool. And I'm sorry it's not there anymore. Anyway, Champaign-Urbana is an awesome town, but we have a lot of awesomeness because of the University of Illinois and the 50,000 students from 150 countries or whatever the heck it is. It's awesome, and it's great they're here, and it makes us more vibrant, and it's just fantastic. So I love the University of Illinois. And we'll be into football too. We're going to be doing Illinois football August 29. That's Illinois Eastern. That's Eastern's picked second in their conference. So no, Patsy. Urbana High School is supposed to have a football team this fall.
Oh, hey.
They're back.
Okay.
They had been out of varsity football for a while.
Right.
So.
And is it the full team or is it one of these half-team kind of teams?
I mean, it's got to be a varsity football team.
Okay.
And you can't be too thin or you get hurt. So you don't want that. Right. Anyway, so we'll be into fall football here before we know it. And then, of course, all the buzz on the campus, really a whole lot of it is going toward Brad Underwood's 8th team, his 8th team at Illinois.
Wow, that much.
He was at Stephen F. Austin, and then he came to Oklahoma State for one season. And then Josh Whitman picked him up, and boys, that worked out.
Yes.
Winningest Big Ten coach, most Big Ten wins in the last 5 or 6 years. That is, I mean, when you're talking Tom Izzo and Matt Painter, that's doing something, man.
Right.
I mean, unbelievable. All right, very successful RNC. Now it's the Democrats' turn to figure out what's up. Donald Trump, to me, was more pensive and definitely dialed back somewhat. There's no doubt about it.
With faith and devotion, I proudly accept your nomination for President of the United States. Thank you. I heard a loud whizzing sound and felt something hit me really, really hard on my right ear. I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet. I raised my right arm, looked at the thousands and thousands of people that were breathlessly waiting, and started shouting, "Fight, fight, fight." I ask that we observe a moment of silence in honor of our friend Corey.
Entire arena got this quiet.
There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for others. This is the spirit that forged America in her darkest hours, and this is the love that will lead America back to the summit of human achievement and greatness. This is what we need. Despite such a heinous attack, we unite this evening more determined than ever. I am more determined than ever, and so are you. So is everybody on this side.
Well, I think, we need some changing. I mean, the policies, in my opinion, just aren't going anywhere. It's just we have got to close the border. We got to figure out crime. We got to do something with, Illinois spending $1.1 billion on illegal immigrants this year. $1.1 billion. And who does that displace? Where's that? Who are we not attending to because we have so many people coming in? Chuck Marino, former supervisory agent in charge of the Secret Service, was on earlier this morning, and he said everything is the same on the border. No matter what you've heard, it's the same. Nothing has changed on the border. They are coming in like a sieve. And nobody knows the number. We have no idea because there's gotaways, people that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
And how many horrific crimes have we had? He said Venezuela's crimes down 70%. Venezuela, because they sent them all here. They emptied their prisons. We have some bad actors. We're a big country, but we got some people that we don't want in here.
That's right.
MS-13, that's a horrific gang. We got ISIS people here. We got a lot of mainland China men that are here, fighting age men. There's just a lot of people we don't know a lot about. And the FBI said we've never been under this kind of a threat ever. There's stuff all the time that are out there, and they're worried about a horrific attack. So we got our hands full, and, Donald Trump, I think, put his policies back when we were 17, 18, 19, 2019. The gas prices were in the $2 range, $2.50, $2.20. I think we'd all welcome that. We'd certainly welcome food prices where you can buy meat for under $50. You go buy meat for your family, go buy chicken for your family, it's $30.
I know it.
It's just so expensive, and people feel that every single day. So, I don't think inflation goes away in a minute because we still got to stop spending so much money. We try and grow out of a $36 trillion deficit.
Right.
But I get a kick. I really do get a kick out of him saying, "We'll do this very quickly. One phone call." Okay, I'll take that. It's going to be hard.
Pretty optimistic, Trump.
I can fix that with one phone call. No, I mean, bring it. I mean, I think he's ultimately going to be remembered as, some people still hate him. They froth at the mouth. They can't stand him.
Right.
But I just don't think what you think he is. He might be a little bombastic. He definitely has confidence, all that cockiness, whatever you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
He's got confidence apparently raised on Norman Vincent Peale's books, who was a devout Christian minister that the power of positive thinking. And Donald Trump is all about that. He thinks he can do anything. And I don't know if that's a bad trait. Just get after it. And I think he's worked very hard for a very long time and been very successful. So we'll see what happens. But we got Democrats are going to take center stage in a few weeks in Chicago.
Well, and we were talking about the immigration situation, and I'm hearing cleanup is starting now as far as all these little homelessness pockets of clusters of people who don't have anywhere to go.
Well, United Center in McCormick Place, I think, will share some of the venue options and opportunities. Right. But they're hopefully, as far as the Democrats are concerned, hopefully we'll have a new candidate as they try and push Joe Biden out of the way and get him to step down. And then who's got next? That is anybody's guess. Go to the betting window, pick a horse, because who knows? I don't think anybody knows. At this point, they just got to get Joe gone. And again, it's not necessarily because he's been feeble for a while. It's just that he was going to be president, looked like he could still win. Safe spot, leave him there, keep the thing going, and then it just kind of fell apart because all the lawfare wasn't working with Donald Trump. Couldn't get rid of him from January 6th, couldn't pound him enough with lawsuits. somehow came through that, and to be in this kind of a position. And then, of course, at 6:11, look up Ephesians 6:11 and read that to me.
Okay.
Ephesians 6:11 from the Bible. That is the exact time the shooter squeezed off his first bullets.
I see.
Ephesians 6:11, chapter 6, verse 11. Very short verse, very powerful verse from the Word of God and from the Bible. So it's...
Put on the armor of God so that you may be able to stand firm against the tactics of the devil.
It's rather significant. Wow. 8:44, sports headlines and weather. Before we leave you, stand by.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
Jets is hiring. Call 217-352-9992 or stop into 1907 West Springfield Avenue near Round Barn in Champaign. Jets is open till 10 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays till midnight. Are you looking for a side hustle? Here's Josh from Jets talking about the benefits of doing deliveries.
When I was a delivery driver, it was amazing how much the actual amount of money I had just shot right up. It's hard to describe. You have money in your pocket every single day.
For details on joining the team, visit jetspizza.com.
Well, it is the return of baseball after the All-Star break.
And the St. Louis Cardinals are in Atlanta. Let's get your Redbird recap.
Well, the All-Star break is over, and it's back to baseball tonight for the Cardinals and almost all of Major League Baseball. The Cards open a 6-game road trip with a 3-game series in Atlanta that begins later tonight. The Cards rotation for the series with the Braves, it starts with Sonny Gray. He'll start the opener. He's 9-4 with a 3.34 earned run average, 99 innings, 121 strikeouts for the Cardinals ace. Kyle Gibson at 7-3 and a 4.16 ERA, and Miles Michaelis at 7-8 and a 5.13 ERA. They will back up Gray in the series with the Braves. The Cards come out of the All-Star break 4.5 games back of the Milwaukee Brewers in the National League Central Division, and the Cards are in the second wild card spot in the National League. First pitch with the Braves comes at 6:20 Central Time, pregame coverage at 5:25.
Arizona is in Wrigley to face the Cubs at 1:20. Hear the action over on US 105.9. Chicago White Sox in Kansas City with the 7:10 start. We'll be watching for Danville High School, I think 2013 is when he graduated. Chucky Robinson called up to take the place of Martin Maldonado, the catcher veteran who has stepped down for injury or whatever the case was. So Chucky Robinson, watching it for him against the Kansas City Royals with the Chicago White Sox. Also this weekend, Indy's Motor Speedway busy with the NASCAR Brickyard 400 this weekend. You've also got, we haven't talked about the Royal Troon, how pretty it is at the Open.
Links Golf, it's windy, it's so rainy, it's just what it is in Scotland. So it's the last major of the year for the PGA already. So.
And you have actually been there.
Yep, been to St. Andrews in the old course, and it's unbelievable. I mean, a golf course that's 600 years old, really? 600 years old?
Man.
What kind of golf balls were we making back there in 1520? Wow. I don't know. Crazy. Yep.
And then the WNBA All-Star Game against Team USA. That's tomorrow at 7:30 on ABC.
All right. Weather for Greg getting us on the weekend. Stand by for that.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
If you want a hand-cut, perfectly cooked filet, there's only one place to get it, the Long Branch Steakhouse in downtown Gifford. Customers rave about Donnie's fillets, so tender that you can cut it with your fork. Don't go to an ordinary steakhouse, choose Long Branch and have it your way. Join the many people who know that it's worth the trip. The Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown Gifford. And remember, there's always room for Long Branch.
Jesse with Lands Underground Solutions. When it comes to your septic system, trust the team at Lands Underground Solutions. Our septic specialists have been working in the septic industry, installing and repairing septics in Central Illinois for over 40 years. When it comes to your septic system, trust the team at Lands Underground for repairs, maintenance, or replacement of your septic. Lands Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Looking for the best deal on your next vehicle? Visit Sarah Champagne, where your dream car awaits. From sleek sedans to rugged SUVs, they've got it all. Their unbeatable prices and exceptional customer service make car buying a breeze. Plus, with their hassle-free financing options, driving off in your new ride has never been easier. Sarah Champagne, Honda, BMW, Subaru, Buick, GMC. Visit them today, Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, Champagne.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity uncharacteristically comfortable, cool, and pleasant. The story weather-wise heading into the weekend across the area. Into next week, same cold front that came through the area early in the week with the severe weather heads back to the north as a warm front with stalls down to the south. No severe weather, but showery weather back into play for next week. Sunshine and 78 on your Friday with a light northeast wind. Comfortable humidity. Clear tonight, 57. For the weekend, mostly sunny, 81 tomorrow. A partly sunny Sunday, so a few more clouds and a high to 82, and more clouds and sun, but dry hours each day, despite a couple of showers around late Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, probably Thursday as well. Next week, no heavy totals are expected. Highs lower 80s, nights in the 60s. Next Friday, quiet weather continues on with highs around 80 as well. Speaking of quiet weather, that's the story across the Atlantic Basin, and the rains to our south and southeast will be needed over the far southern and eastern Corn Belt. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
All right, a long week of interesting news, and boy, the aftermath of the assassination. We talked about that for, every day. Mm-hmm. And then next week begins the hearings where Kim Cheadle, the head of the Secret Service, who kind of, I think, got in there because she was part of Jill Biden's detail back in the day. She was a Secret Service agent. The head of Secret Service was a Secret Service agent from Danville and Eastern Illinois for 27 years. And then she took the PepsiCo security job and then probably was offered the head of Secret Service. It's a no-fail profession. You can't miss once. That's how dangerous the job is, and I can't imagine trying to think of everything every single day. Yeah. And most of the time, nothing happens.
Right.
but one time, man.
That's right. Champaign County Fair is underway.
Yeah.
We have Military Day tomorrow, the Demolition Derby, 5 o'clock tomorrow, Western Day on Sunday with the unlimited ride bracelets from noon to 5 for $30. You've got the draft horse pull and the draft horse show at 4. Kids Day on Monday means preschool rides in Kittyland from 10 a.m. to noon. And the carnival opens at 5 each day. So keep in mind, I believe there's a gate fee, but parking is free. I'm not sure how they navigate that. But
you get a wristband when you pay, and then that's got it. Or do you get that?
Then you can walk around the grounds.
But you got to go through the tent and get the wristband on there, don't you?
ChampaignCountyFair.cc for all the details.
Yep.
And a week from today will be Josh Turner on stage. So that's the 26th, and we've been doing ticket giveaways because Stevie Jay Broadcasting has our country station US 105.9.
And we don't do Demo Derby anymore.
Demolition Derby's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with this weather, good luck parking. There'll be a massive crowd first 2 nights. It always depended on the weather. If you had a good early Friday, Saturday, the weather was good, you had a huge attendance.
Yep, that's right.
And we've got as good as you're going to get in this time of year in Champaign-Urbana. So the weather is perfect to go to the fair. Enjoy one of the greatest county fairs in the state of Illinois for sure.
Yeah, monster trucks on Wednesday, the pro rodeo on Thursday. I already talked about the big country show coming up on Friday. And Olivia Scheich came into our studios at the beginning of the week from Sador's, a Unity graduate just recently, is our fair queen, and little Macy Holes is little miss.
All right, Diane, thank you.
Enjoy the weekend.
That is Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. Thanks for listening. Meet you on Monday. Have a blessed weekend.
Ow! A spring just hit me.
Mom, the couch is broken again.
It's about time we get rid of that clunky couch and look into buying a new one.
What about Two Men in a Junk Truck? Their professional moving team does a great job assisting with downsizing, home renovations, and clearing out old items you need hauled away.
Wow, it sounds like it'll make much more space in this house once the couch is hauled away.
I just pulled it up on my phone. You can schedule an appointment online at twomeninajuncktruck.com.
Find the look you love for less at Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Explore their wide selection of quality pieces, from cozy sofas to exquisite dining sets from all the top name brands. With personalized service and expert advice, their team makes finding the perfect piece effortless. Create the home of your dreams with Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Exceptional customer service and the best prices since 1959. Stop by today or visit them online at kelseyfurniture.com.
Get the rock star treatment at Golden Nugget Danville and jam out with your cut of up to $400,000 every Saturday through the end of August. One lucky winner will be selected every half hour from 4 to 11 p.m. to spin and win up to $1,000 cash. Earn entries now through August 31st. Not valid for any participant of the Illinois Gaming Board statewide voluntary self-exclusion program. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text LION to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text LION to 42424. That's LION to 42424.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers, bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
When your pipes are in a pinch and your drains are feeling the strain, who do you call? The plumbing pros, of course. At Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, they're your reliable partners in all things plumbing. From leaky faucets to clogged drains, they can get any problem you have cleaned up and taken care of. Their licensed plumbers are on call 24/7, ready to swoop in and save the day whenever a plumbing emergency strikes. Don't let a plumbing problem ruin your day. Call at 217-841-4728 or visit them online at dogtownheatingandair.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Racing, racing, racing. Friday Night Lights at Farmer City Raceway is a blast. Only $15 admission and kids 12 and under are free. This Friday, July 19th, it'll be the 14th annual Junior Kimmler Memorial $5,000 Mars Late Models, $2,000 Bill Marietta Memorial Mars Mods, and a full show. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City with hot laps at 6:30. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
A slap of the bat, high fives at the plate. They're all celebrated at Pia Sports Bar and Grill after the game. Super beer specials, great drinks, big screen TVs, and fun food all await you at Pia's. Whether it be Pia's delicious wings, the big pork tenderloin, or Pia's famous Grand Slam or Slugger Burger, you'll find all your favorites available until 11 p.m. Chill out at Pia's in the beer garden and enjoy being served by a great staff. See you at Pia's, Springfield and Mattis, Champaign.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.